Hello BookTube and all Repairman Jack fans, my name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching and welcome to my channel. This is my short spoiler-free review video for the last or second last Repairman Jack novel in terms of the original timeline, The Dark at the End. This is written by F. Paul Wilson, and if you are new to my channel, I am reading through all of the Repairman Jack books, for the most part in publication order, and doing 2 videos on each. So I do a short spoiler-free review video, and then the following Thursday I post a longer discussion video. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the original series here, and this is where I'm saying it's the last Repairman Jack book or second last, and I think it depends on when you asked F. Paul Wilson what his answer is, because as far as I'm concerned, it's the second last, and Night World counts as a Repairman Jack book, while also counting as an Adversary Cycle book. That it's both. And so anyway, The Dark at the End was published in 2011. It's preceded by Fatal Error. And The Dark at the End is now book number 16 in the series, if you are counting The Last Christmas, because I don't know. I'm assuming that's what we do at this point. We just say The Last Christmas is, book number 14, Fatal Error is 15, Dark at the End 16, and then Night World would be 17. Then it becomes unclear what to do next when you're reading the series. What I'm very likely going to do is I'm basically going to go back to the earliest part of the timeline, and I'll read the young adult Jack books, then the early years Jack books. I don't know when I'm going to read the graphic novel, Scarlet Redux, but at some point, then I will read that. I have ordered it, but it hasn't arrived yet. And then I'll read quick fixes at some point in there, and then I'll get to the Adversary Cycle. So even though I'm pretty close to the end of the series, I'm not really. I still have quite a few books to get to. So let me read you for this case, because I've got the hardcover, then the inside flap description. So it says, bound by his promise to the dying former immortal Glaeken, Jack has refrained from making any direct moves against his archenemy Rasalom, but things have changed. There's nothing holding Jack in check any longer. Jack is healing at an accelerated rate, much like Glaeken did when he was immortal. This must mean that Glaeken's time is almost up, and when he dies, Jack will take his place. Rasalom continues to plot against the lady. Twice she has died and amazingly returned. A third time and she will be truly gone, leaving a clear path for the otherness to infiltrate this reality. But Ernst Drexler, formerly Rasalom's go-to guy for logistical support, fears he will be left out in the cold when the change, the final darkness, comes. He forms an uneasy alliance with Jack, who's preparing to face their old enemy. Meanwhile, Dawn Pickering is searching for her supposedly dead baby. The trail leads her to a mansion in a remote Long Island coastal town, where she discovers a terrifying truth she could have never imagined. Now the stage is set for Jack's massive assault on Rasalom. Jack knows he's got just one shot, but it's not just a matter of taking out Rasalom. He also must retrieve Dawn's child and minimize collateral damage. So, he comes up with a foolproof plan, but fools are always with us. It's an interesting description. I had not actually read that before. I just went ahead and read the book. I didn't even look at the description, but that's interesting. I like that. It's longer than what you get with the trade paperback editions, right? The description that you get on the back. So, just a few brief thoughts on this. This is one of the most enjoyable books in the series to read, and I think kind of inevitably so. And the reason for that is, you know where it's going. You know that this is the penultimate book, the second to last book in the series. You know that this is all leading up to Night World, and there's a lot of stuff that has to happen by the end of this book. And that once we get into Night World, that is the climax of not just the Repairman Jack series, but also the Adversary Cycle series, and really the secret history of the world, which is this unification, I suppose, of all of Wilson's work, or a great deal of his fiction is just kind of all being unified and brought together with Night World. So everything gets to that point. It's hard to talk about the important stuff in this book without basically spoiling everything, so I'll save all of my thoughts, like in terms of themes and analysis and specific scenes. I'll save all of that for the longer discussion video, but if you have not read The Dark at the End before, you're really going to enjoy it, or if you haven't read it in a while, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. At least I was when I was reading it. This is my second time reading it. The last few books in the series I've only read once when they were first published. And I was surprised how much I like it, especially the end. The end of this book is really, really good. And everything leading up to it is fun as well. So anyway, I'm going to save everything else for the longer video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.